Hi folks, this is Ben Llewellyn. This is the 100th video. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Let's keep going, let's do this. And I'm talking to you today about where this channel is going. Some of you put down in the comments about stuff you'd like me to do and ask me questions about what is the content possibly going to be like, and I just want to come back with you and give you a video so you know kind of loosely what to expect in the hopefully years ahead about where we're going together on this journey. I hope you'll come with me. It is a growing experience. So there are a set number of languages I'm going to aim to learn in my life. I'll take you through those here in this video. And there are some subjects extracurricular to that which I'm interested in learning about and I want to share with you, and the cultures attached to those languages which hopefully I can bring to you in this YouTube channel. So what are those languages that I'm going to talk to you about? So there are eight languages which I want to experience, if not gain fluency, I hope to, within my lifetime. So one of those I've got already, and that's Gymraeg. Now I'll speak just a moment of Welsh to you and I'll put the translation here or something for you. Dwi'n caru iaith Gymraeg. Dwi wedi astudio gradd yn Gymraeg, a dwi eisiau rhannu y Gymraeg gyda chi I gynulleidfa fwy eang, oherwydd beth mae YouTube yn gallu cyrraedd y bobl sydd ar gael drwy gyfrwng YouTube. Mae'r iaith hon yn hynod o hardd, yn benodol os ti'n clywed yr iaith yn cael ei siarad yn gywir ac yn fanwl ac yn gryno, rhedeg berfau ac yn defnyddio cystrawyn yn y iaith. Gallwn ni just sôn am gig sydd ar seinio'r iaith a ffurfio'r iaith am byth. And so I want to bring you the Welsh language. That's one culture that I want to bring to you in this YouTube channel. And by culture, I don't just mean the language, I mean Wales. There are 8 countries or cultures that I want to bring to you. Wales is first and foremost what I'm going to concentrate on for you, be it the castles and the medieval times, which I know quite a bit about from my degrees, or just living here and showing you. I will bring you some time-lapse videos, hopefully, just short ones that I sprinkle in now and then, so you can see the landscapes of this country and get to know the forms of it. I will sprinkle in lessons in Welsh, lessons on Welsh grammar. I might bring you some book reviews about Welsh culture and literature as well, and maybe some bits about contemporary subjects, what's happening in this country, what different parts of the country are like, a bit of travel. But if I travel around Wales showing you bits of it, I hope to teach you bits of the Welsh language as I'm doing so. And that brings us to the second culture, and I mean linguistically as well. This is connected to Welsh, and please don't want to spank me for getting political, I'm sorry, but this is not political. The British culture, the Union Jack, I know. But the Welsh language is a British language, and it's from a lot of places outside of Wales too in its history. And it's connected to especially North England and southern Scotland and along the Welsh borders. And I want to share those places with you, hopefully, on this journey. And also going into Britishness itself. Scotland especially has appealed to me across my journey. I have Cornish ancestry, I want to bring you some of that. I've lived in England extensively in my life, I want to share some of that with you. And also, I consider RP English one of the languages that I do study. My accent has intentionally changed over the course of my living in Britain. I put emphasis in my T's now where I did not before, and I will be changing my accent slowly over time in an organic way, not feigned or anything superfluous. But that is the direction I'm going, and I will share that journey with you, if you let me. But extending into this Britishness, I am curious genuinely about the British Empire. How did they do it? What was the form that led to that? How did it expand? What were the administrations like across the empire? And what were the linguistic exchanges between peoples? What languages came into it? That's interesting. Britain today has been influenced by the cultures of its former empire, and I find that remarkably interesting, and I want to share that with you. Both of those forms of Britishness, the Brythonic, pre-English Britishness that still exists, and that imperial Britishness which has left its legacy and changed and shaped our world today. So what about the next culture? Français. I just think if you're going to be a gentleman, you have to speak French as well as English. I feel like French is a necessary development in my growth, and I want to share that with you. I will be going to France in the future at some point, and I want to travel there with you. Now let me speak some French for you, just some basic French. Je peux parler un peu français. Ce n'est pas parfait, ça suffit. Je peux demander les choses nécessaires, des trucs dans les magasins, bavarder, et me déplace d'un endroit à l'autre. You know, I'm not fluent, but it's part of this journey that I'm going to share with you. I'd like to do some comparisons between Welsh and French in the future. Let me know, would you like that? Let me know down in the comments. French has enriched British culture in so many ways, and Welsh, in how Welsh formed in the Middle Ages and how Wales even thought about itself. And I hope to share that with you. And just that joie de vivre, that joy of living, that kind of attitude that I admire about the French and places like Bourgogne, the Don, places that I hope to share with you on this channel. French opens up so many countries, and I'm focusing on Europe, but still, like, it gives you like most of Africa. And there's Gaulish history, there's Celtic history in France, through Gaul and Brittany, and I hope to go there with this channel and share those cultures with you, because France is not one culture. It has a whole host of languages within it, which are a pleasure. And I hope I can bring those if you let me. So French for me is a personal development. It's a refinement that I feel is necessary in my own journey as a gentleman, in a way. What about the next one? Netherlands. I can say very simple things in Netherlands. I can read more than I can speak. However, this language and culture appealed to me out of my beginnings to learn about liberalism, personal liberty, the right to conscience, freedom. Property is the thing that enables us to anchor democracy and personal rights in. Not property just in terms of economics, but property in terms of conscience. Property in terms of my beliefs, your beliefs, how each are so different and yet intertwined and only preservable by respecting us each as an individual. And these ideas truly bloomed in Dutch culture in a way that is truly unique in world history. Netherlands, I hope, is to be the fourth language I learn, and I want to bring that to you as I do, and I hope to go there and bring it to you as well. Places like Maastricht and Amsterdam, and there's more than those, but part of Dutch is it has this rich maritime mercantile history that I want to explore a bit as well. And South America, there's a place there that speaks Dutch. I want to see South America in my lifetime. That would be cool. Come with me. You get the idea. There's a whole culture here under the surface. The next culture, Deutsch. More Americans have German ancestry than Irish. Far more. I'm one of them. And this is an ancestral calling for me. More toward the south of Germany is my feeling. and I hope to see Berlin at least once in my life. I think it's the duty of us all to see Berlin once in our lives at least. It is the city that defined the 20th century more than any other, in terms of political struggles, and the language is so rich. It is almost like the pinnacle of European language in a way, just because of its centrality. And I hope to go to places like Munich in the south and share that with you on this channel, the Black Forest, to travel around Germany and show it to you, but also as I learn the language, to share that with you within my lifetime. We don't know how long this is going to take. I don't have a time frame. And Vienna, which is in Austria as well. I'd like to see that. So what about the next culture? Now, after this is Israel. Though I might learn Hebrew before German. I don't know. This is a more of a personal one for me. Judaism and Israeli culture and Jewishness. I'm not Jewish per se. I do practice very, very, very small bits, and I don't do much of it, but it's a culture that I'm deeply interested in, and which I'm deeply connected to because of personal experiences in my life. And when I go to Israel for the first time, I want to share it with you. Israel has a coast on the Red Sea, and if I could go there to Eilat and just put my foot in the Red Sea, how cool is that? I've been to the Red Sea. I can't wait to do that. It's going to be fun. When I progress with the Hebrew language, after probably a couple other languages I don't know, I want to share that with you. I'd like to compare Welsh and Hebrew and a Semitic language. Learning a Semitic language, fascinating. This is the one language that I've chosen which is not European, and this is going to be quite a different journey from the others. Now, Welsh, as I said, is the center point of this channel, and you'll always get that. But this Hebrew culture is one of the cultures that I will bring in now and then for you. So what's the next one? Ukrainian. I know I don't know if it's superficial, but the war in Ukraine has made me settle on saying I've been trying to choose which Eastern European language I want to learn for quite a while, and it should be a Slavic one, I think. So I'll learn Ukrainian, and that will be the Slavic language that I learn. I don't know how far I will get with this culture. After this horrible war is over, I want to go to Kyiv and walk around that city and show you this capital city, if I'm able to. And that's really all I have to say about Ukraine. And the 8th language that I hope to learn is probably the most difficult, Hungarian. This is an agglutinative language. Hebrew is fusional. Even though it's Semitic, it's got elements which make it a bit more familiar, despite the odd alphabet, than Hungarian. Hungarian is, well, it does have elements of German and other surrounding languages in it. Hopefully that'll ease the journey, but it is completely unrelated to the languages around it, and it is notoriously difficult with cases and its case system. But the culture of this country fascinates me, and they are people that have always been able to find an internal struggle within them and rise above it and find a way to keep fighting. And I know political situations in Hungary right now are not the best, but I hope they will move beyond this chapter in their history, and I hope to see Budapest and their wonderful country and that wonderful city I would hope to show with you. So those 8 cultures, mainly around their languages, that is the first biggest part of what I'm going to incorporate into this channel over time, mainly with the Welsh bit and the British bit, but slowly incorporating those other languages as I grow. So will this channel, and so will whatever we build together, if you let me. And if I learn all of these languages, I could just get in a car and drive to the Black Sea coast in Ukraine after the war, and be able to speak with people all along the way, and maybe I'll show you that. That'd be cool, right? Let's try it. The second thing is humanities. And what do I mean by that? I mean generally Western culture. I love European Western art, literature, regardless of what some say. I love being a white European male. I love it. Our culture is beautiful, and I want to share it with the world. There's so many things we have, from our Latin Greek foundations, our classical music, our grammars, our sciences, architecture. I want to incorporate that in small bits into this channel to show you what the humanities are. What are the liberal arts? What are the classical arts? How do they influence us today? How do they shape our culture and our people? What is the general history of Western civilization and the liberalism that it spawned, which allowed us to live in this wonderful time of liberal democracy and such great prosperity? The third thing, linguistics. I mean, this does touch into those 8 languages that I've explained to you: Welsh, RP English, Français, Netherlands, Deutsch, Hebrew, Hungarian, and Ukrainian. But I want to explore languages beyond those superficially, just to give you kind of overviews or profiles or comparisons, so that you see how diverse language is and how they shape into each other. And so that will always be a part of this channel in the background somewhere. Just tidbits and histories of other languages. Thank you for watching. Diolch yn fawr. Please let me know down in the comments, what do you think about the direction I'm taking this channel? What are your interests? Do you want to see, like those 8 languages and cultures that I mentioned, do you want more of one or the other? Do you want some kind of focus within those cultures? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, diolch yn fawr am wylio. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.